over that particular period of time, she did decide upon education because she realised with religion you couldn't have sex. Exactly. So then this actually was a passport, right, out of oblivion, right out of Portsmouth. In other words, this was the opportunity that June took by marrying me. Otherwise, she would never have been over Portsdown Hill. Always spent. She would always. She'd been to Fratton. She'd been to Fratton. She got off at Fratton, but never over the hill. Okay, this lot. This is where, in fact, she realised.
Ken, I think you're skipping over this one.
Yeah, come on, let's.
Which one? This one?
All of these.
Yeah. Oh, this was one. This. Oh, do you want me to go through them?
Yeah.
Oh, this. Which one's this?
We want to know who June's with in that photo there.
That's me. Right, at the time I was a bit gay. I was actually working out which way did I want to swing. And I decided I would go both ways because it's far better. You get the pick of the crop that way. And these two, that's John and that's Ian Heffernan.
Really?
That's John-O and that's it. And this one, guess who that one is?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, she was a cook, right, over the hospital. As I remember. Do you remember her working at the hospital? Okay. This was one little trip to Paris. I actually went around and found some fella and June, you know, went off to the opera for the evening. Yes, I would do. This one, now look at the length of the hair there.
Mum, why are those
She was
legs?
Miss Hippie from
Oh,
North Wales.
That was the original skinny jeans.
Oh, what? Yeah.
And always wore it half mast, just like Mick Jagger. Right. So you can see that. I think this was a little tour in the south of France.
Yeah,
you can see that by this time June was developing the stance.
Yeah,
hand on the hip.
Yeah,
I wondered at that stage whether she'd finish up as a pole dancer. But she decided against it, right? And yeah, it didn't happen.
I did have a go with it though.
This was a period in Switzerland where we were thinking about, that's the prison. We were thinking about, should we get arrested or not? And this, during that particular period,
Well, that picture
you know,
is
this one is in Spain, and Sharon might even remember that, because I think I broke her ankle during the holiday.
Sharon, Ken broke my ankle and ruined my holiday.
Yeah. Well, you didn't, did it? It just slowed you down in the disco, somewhat. This one was in fact where you...
Who was that one with the plaits there?
That's June.
She's
Autobahn. She hasn't got the plaits any longer. This lot these are real archive photos. This is where June decided upon choices. Where am I going to take my career? The first one was Miss Whiplash.
Yes.
But she decided that actually in Portsmouth, right, too much competition. This one was where she was actually... It is indeed. This is where she was...
What's the uniform there then?
Do you remember the mag parties?
It was Catholic.
No,
It's at
every
the,
time I went to a party we had to dress up. And that was...
That's her story.
Yeah.
That was about 12 o'clock at night when I arrived home from the pub.
Yeah.
Right. June, put the schoolgirl hair on, which is... Right, yeah. And the suspenders, go on. Give us a good night, for God's sake. This was when she was deciding whether she should be in Steinbeck films as an Okie. Right. But she decided, no, that's not for me. And then she had a period where she thought would be Beach Boy. Well, you see the stance again? An element of Benito Mussolini. Right, hand on the hip, right? Right, this one is where she reverted to type. Right, she's got the witch's uniform. And she was always in charge, that's the problem. And you see, poor Sharon, she finished up in the gimp mask. Yeah, Sharon in the gimp mask. Trev, you dipped out on that evening. She came round, right, it was a fantastic night.
Yeah, I think it was, I can't remember.
This was an element of world dominance.
Who's that?
That is...
Stop putting my hands on
Tonight.
This is in New Orleans, and she'd said to the bloke, play us a tune, would you? And he was so aghast by what she'd said, look, he's nearly fallen off the chair, man. He's so laid back, he's in last week. Here's an opportunity to taking over Boston. I think that's on Cape Cod and Dick somewhere, June, where you thought you'd be the lighthouse. And then she thought, well, if I can hold up Woodstock, I can hold up the period. Thank you, Jude. And here, she's just on the piss. This one is San Francisco, right? So this is a period of world dominance, right? And you've got the kind of mantra every morning in school. Good morning, Mrs. Kershaw. And that's what she anticipates from me and everybody else. During all this particular period, we did spend some time together, right? And you can see there, you know, that was during my Mexican period, right down in Key Largo, right? I thought I would get some drugs and stuff like that.
That's cool.
That's
Actually,
you.
look a bit.
Yeah, that is. Again, in New Orleans, and that he took over. Fritz took over.
Fritz,
Her German boyfriend.
I'm still in the white dressing gown.
And this is right. This is the future, right? This is 60 years of age. The future. Where am I going next? And I did have to say
59 still.
bollocks in 2 days, right? And what I think.
59. I'm hardly anything.
Yeah, and I think, you know what? What I think the next move is to the advisor to Mr. Gove. Education and conservatism. Okay? Because I think, bearing in mind the stances that you've actually acquired over the years, you would be very, Mr. Cameron would love you on board.
Very good, thank you.